Iranian missile hull intercepted by Royal Navy, proves regime is breaking UN resolutions.
Here's a summary of the article.
A basic mistake by the Iranian military has helped prove it is breaching UN Security Council resolutions on drones and missiles, says the UK. A boatload of missiles intercepted by the Royal Navy in the Persian Gulf last year included a drone quadcopter whose hard drive revealed the shipment's origin. Iranians go to great lengths to disguise weapons and missiles they smuggle to allies in the region. A Royal Marine boarding party dispatched to search the vessel then discovered the hoard of lethal missiles. Iran is accused of breaching a number of UN Security Council resolutions banning the transfer of drones and missiles to other countries. Iran tried hard to cover up its missile and drone exporting efforts. It removes any trace of the Persian language from the missile parts, some of them reverse-engineered from Western components. The failure of its scientists to wipe the quadcopter's internal memory has handed damning evidence to UN inspectors looking for proof Iran is continuing to flout resolutions controlling the export of its lethal arsenal.
This post received a score of 4,900, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
To absolutely no one's surprise.
I disagree. French and German prime ministers were completely surprised when Putin attacked, despite the many warnings issued by basically every intelligence agency and despite Putin placing his troops on the Ukrainian border. IIRC, one of them, said he couldn't believe Putin lied to him. In other news, didn't Macron said recently that global warming was unpredictable and that there were no warnings? The UN is sleepy and nonchalant. Anyway, point is, I think some sheltered politicians might actually be surprised.
Macron did say that, and it is a stupidity of the greatest exponent. I lost all consideration for him that day. That's someone of his intelligence, for he is brilliant. Utter some total bullshit just proves he is ready to be dumb.
Iran obeying UN resolutions? Won't happen.
TBH, does anyone even expect the UN resolutions to be followed?
You know, auto TLDR bot. If I didn't know better, I'd say you included that last line as a joke at the Iranians' expense.
How? Just how? They were so trustworthy.
Drop him off for the good guys.
Warships should just camp downstream from all the Iranian ports and auction off any ship caught with weapons. Send the ammo to Ukraine and then send the auction proceeds there as well. Scumbag mullahs.
Are those 500 to 700 kilometers missiles? I mean, we could use some in Ukraine for self-defense, of course. We swear we won't launch them onto Moscow. Probably.
There are legitimate war targets in Moscow. Military administration buildings, for example.
Color me surprised. On the one hand, I want to say let's ramp up sanctions on Iran even more then. But I also know doing so would only be a burden the government inflicts on its people, and those same people are already fighting their own government on the streets nearly every day in the current protests, and I actually want to support them. A real rock and a hard place situation, and I can only hope these Iranian protests result in big changes sooner rather than later. I think if you listen to what Iranians in Iran who are protesting and trying to spread their message online are saying, they are begging the EU and UK to list Sepah, the IRGC, as a terrorist organization and to do all they can to strip legitimacy away from the IRI. It's been 5 months of protests. An economy that was already in ruins is just continually crumbling at an insane rate. People in my country are begging the West to keep chipping away at them, hurting their pockets and their ability to pay the thugs that oppress my people in the name of God, to speed up the government's collapse.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.